Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome back. So, now we will discuss what is the, so far we have discussed both profit maximizing producers, both short run supply curve as well as long run supply curve. Now, what is the counterpart in industry or entire market supply curve, right? So, when short run supply curve we are talking about, right? So, whoever the producer, their supply curve is this kind of thing we are getting. Long run also we are getting this kind of things. Okay. So, at that price level whoever is producing, right, their supply curve is upward sloping, and how the entire market supply curve we have to find out, we have discussed that earlier. Let me repeat again, let me remind you again. What is that? Basically you have to horizontal or take the horizontal aggregation of all these supply curves, right, at whoever the producers are operating in the market, right. So, definitely its counterpart long run supply market supply curve will be upward sloping, exactly here also upward sloping kind of thing. Okay. But since in the long run everybody who will operate, most of them will get zero profit only, right. So, there is a tendency that far as long run supply curve of the entire industry or in the entire market may be horizontal. That kind of sense we are getting from the earlier video when we are discussing that free entry free exit motive will make that everybody get zero profit, right. Why? Say suppose look at here, but let me just a short run case. Okay, if individual producer supply curve is upward sloping, entire market supply curve will be upward sloping as well, no doubt about that. But one caveat here is that this market supply curve will be more flatter, right. Why? Because you are getting horizontal summation or horizontal aggregation of all the individual supply curves, it will be flatter. And what is the implication of the flatter? It will be more elastic, flatter supply curve, it will be more elastic, right, because quantity supplied will be much more flexible or much more responsive to the price changes, right. It depends on, say, some producer, say the price line, right, which is tolerable to me given my technology, right. Someone else may not have that much toleration because he has little bit or he is not that much efficient like me, right. So, his cost structure is little bit more than me, right. So, to the extent whatever cost I can tolerate, right, he may not be able to tolerate, right. So, as a result long entire market supply amount will be much more responsive, because even if I am producing 5 or 6 more people like me are producing, some people are not producing at all because they can't tolerate that much lower price, right, they will exit from the market. So, in that way long run supply curve is basically will be the more flatter than the long run entire market supply curve will be more flatter than the individual supply curve, that is no doubt about that. After horizontal aggregation you will get a flatter line, but its implication is that it will be more responsive to the price change, as a result more elastic, okay, more elastic supply curve. Okay. Now, let us discuss why the short run in the long run market supply curve can be horizontal. Okay. Look, suppose this is the short run demand curve, this is the short run supply curve, this is the demand curve, this is the supply curve. We are talking about, of course, we are measuring quantity demanded, quantity supplied both in the horizontal axis, price in the vertical axis, and we are talking about this is for the entire market. Okay. So, many producers are there. Okay. Now, when this is the short run supply curve, market supply curve, right. So, this is the equilibrium price. Okay. Now, suppose for some reason, say suppose this product is milk, okay, and milk we know that it is a balanced diet and it has lot of nutrient kind of components. So, usually lot of health benefit, right. So, that is why usually doctors and any dietitian they used to prescribe that you take milk, right. Suppose whatever known knowledge we have that milk has this health benefit, that health benefit, tomorrow due to new scientific discovery another health benefit is known to the customers, milk has another health benefit, So, what will happen? The kind of demand for that milk was there in the market, perhaps that will increase, because it is more nutritious now, it is known to the people, known to the customer, known to the society, right. So, suppose short run demand curve, due to that discovery, short run demand curve shifts to D1. As a result, what will happen? Price line will move that way, little bit above. So, the people whose combined supply is denoted by this S line, okay, now they will face this kind of little bit higher price. So, they will suppose at this price level they are getting 0 profit, now they are getting some positive profit. Since they are getting positive profit, what will happen? Because this positive profit will make this business more lucrative, okay. So, some potential entrant will enter into the market. As a result, supply curve will also shift. Suppose supply curve shift until this. So, price level is becoming here. Look, when price level was this, that time the people who were tolerating, who were delivering the product in the market, who were producing the product in the market, right, they were getting all 0 profit, right. Now, when price is little bit, since price is little bit above that, they are getting positive profit. So, the new or entering of the new producer into the market will not stop at this level. Some of the existing producers still getting positive profit, that will attract more new entrant, they will enter. So, that process will make sure that supply curve is actually is here, okay. So, in this way, short run fluctuation in demand and supply makes sure that price line is coming back to this level. So, that is why once supply curve, market supply quantity was this at that price level, again at that same price level this. So, we can tell that this horizontal red color line is the long run supply curve of the entire industry, entire market, okay. So, let me clarify, short run supply curve will be upward sloping, individual, market, since all of individuals upward sloping, market also upward sloping. Long run, individual supply curve is upward sloping, but individuals will not be able to operate that in upward sloping segment, rather the lowest point of the upward sloping segment of the MC curve, they will operate with 0 profit. That 0 profit makes, or that 0 profit is responsible for some level of price. At that price level, some supply will be there in the entire market in the long run, but if for some reason like this discovery of new health benefit of a particular commodity we are talking about, okay, demand will go up. As a result, short run supply, short run demand will go up, that will pull the price up, okay, that will make each of these people getting positive profit. That positive profit makes the entry into the market by the new entrants. That will make sure that supply is increasing because new producers are entering. So, in this mechanism, say suppose it is not health, say suppose when say a tobacco product, okay, we know that lot of health hazards are there of the tobacco product. So, we know, and that is why still certain demands are there for the tobacco product, many people are not consuming that product. Now, suppose tomorrow another new negative health hazard discovered about the tobacco product, that will make people to even demand even becoming less. Some new people will new customers will stop consuming this product, because whatever known health hazard was there earlier, after this discovery more health hazard is known now to the society, okay. So, as a result, what will happen? Demand curve will, short run demand curve will move down leftward, that will pull down the price below given the supply curve, okay. When price is going below this level, okay, the existing producers will getting negative profit. So, depending on the toleration capacity of the existing producer, some of them will go out of the market, exit the market, right. So, as a result, supply curve also move leftward, Okay. So, when supply curve will move leftward, again price will come up. Okay. So, in this demand supply scenario, short run demand supply fluctuation will make sure that long run supply curve will be this kind of thing, is a horizontal line. Okay. That is the long run supply curve of the entire market we are talking about, entire the competitive market we are talking about, right. Of course, two caveat is there. What are those? In certain cases, long run supply curve of the market also can be upward sloping. It is there in your book, please have a look there. Two cases are mentioned in your book. One case is that the product we are talking about, if that product supply is inelastic in nature, then it is very difficult to be maintaining, or this kind of horizontal long run supply curve could prevail. Like say suppose farm business, right, say agricultural product, right, agricultural product is demand is there in the market and people are getting attracted, or this agricultural business or production of agricultural commodities is becoming more and more lucrative to the people. So, people are trying to enter into this business. So, many people are trying who were not doing earlier producing this agricultural commodity, they are also trying to produce agricultural commodity. So, what will happen? They need land, right, agriculture you have to cultivate, no, you need some upper surface of earth, right, some piece of land, right. So, unfortunately, demand for land is increasing, but supply of land can't increase, like the milk and other products, what we are tobacco, what we are talking about. Both demand can increase, supply also can increase, supply can fall depending on what is the market demand and all, right. But this unfortunately here what we are talking about, it's an upper surface of the or cultivable land, right. Cultivable land is not even if demand is increasing again and again, right, you can't increase that. It has a what should I say, maximum amount of supply, right, beyond that you can't supply, right, you can't generate any more supply, right. So, as a result, in this kind of situation, right, of course, supply curve even in the long run market supply curve it will be upward sloping, right, because when demand is there, but supply can no longer be increased further. So, what will happen? People who are demanding for that, right, perhaps they will ask for, they will be willing to pay more price for that, right. Not only that, since enough demand is there, realizing that who are the supplier of the land, they can increase also the price. The entire market force or market mechanism will make sure that price is increasing. Okay. So, price is increasing to deliver more product means what, supply curve is upward sloping, right. So, that is one situation, okay, when that even the long run market supply curve can be upward sloping, this is one case. Another case is there, okay. See, when we are talking about the existing producers will earn zero profit in the long run, right. This zero profit we are talking about, not everybody earning zero profit. We are talking about the marginal farm, marginal producer, marginal farm or marginal producer. Okay, marginal producer is earning zero profit. Marginal producer, who is the marginal producer? Some price level is there. If price level little bit falls, very negligible amounts, very small amount even falls than the existing price level, the producer who will first exit from the market, he is the marginal producer. Say 5 people, you, me and so many other friends, we are producing same product, right. It may not be the case all of we have the same cost structure, depending on the technology. Even if you, me, everybody are using same technology, I may be more efficient than you, or some other friend may be more efficient than me, like that. So, who is more efficient, his cost structure will be less, right. So, as a result, okay, all of our cost structure may not be the same. So, definitely which cost structure, say out of these 5 people, right, the suppose 5 different people have 5 different cost structure, right. The person who has the highest cost structure, he is the marginal producer here, he is getting zero profit in the long run equilibrium, right, and others are enjoying some positive profit but very small amount. Now, if price level little bit falls, right, what will happen? That producer, no, that marginal farmer, right, the 5th one whose cost level is above all other 4, right, he will no longer be tolerate that price level, because his profit will be negative in that case. So, he will go out. So, when we are talking about zero profit condition, that is about the marginal producer. Okay. And since different people have different cost structure, what will happen, right? So, definitely you can remember when we have discussed sometimes back, right, we told that when the supply curve is upward sloping, the people who are serving more and more right direction of the supply curve, they are relatively less efficient in the sense that their cost of production is more, right. So, definitely if different producer who are serving the market, they have different cost structure. Okay. So, of course, when you need more supply, right. So, new producer needs to enter into the market to increase the supply of that product in a competitive market, right. Okay. So, definitely when new producers are entering into the market, if their cost structure is more than the existing producers, what will happen? They need more price, otherwise they can't enter into the market, right. So, in that case, of course, market supply curve also can be upward sloping, because supply can be increased by new entrant, new producer to engage into production activity. Unfortunately, the new producer's cost structure is more than the existing ones. So, new producer need more price than the existing ones, or than the price whatever is tolerable to the existing producers. Okay. So, if that is the case, the existing producer or all the producers may not have the same cost structure, okay, then this kind of even competitive market, entire market supply curve in the long run can be upward sloping also. So, in these two cases are mentioned in your book, please have a look, okay, you will understand that. Okay. So, with this we completed our discussion of competitive market. Okay. Our next chapter is basically monopoly market, right. So, let us just give some background, some preliminary understanding about the monopoly market, and then a producer's optimum product decision, optimum output quantity choice. Okay. If he produces, if you can remember what we told, that under the ceteris paribus condition, under the some sort of given cost structure, okay, or factor market side and technology side taken as given, okay, if that producer operates in a competitive market, what will be his optimum quantity decision? Optimum means profit maximizing, of course. Vis-a-vis, if he operates in a monopoly market, what will be his optimum quantity choice? Vis-a-vis, if he operates in a monopolistically competitive market, what will be optimum choice? In this way, we will discuss 3-4 different markets. Competitive market is complete. Now, the next monopoly market. Okay. So, let us first introduce what is monopoly, okay, why monopoly arises and all those things. Those are the preliminary background about monopoly market, and then we will discuss his optimum decision, okay, optimum quantity choice if this producer operates in a monopoly kind of product market, okay, what will happen, that we will discuss. So, what is monopoly? Monopoly is basically a market where it is a single seller's market, only one producer. So, a market where only one producer is there, okay, and the product whatever that producer is producing or delivering in the market, that product does not have any close substitute. Okay. If that is the case, then this market will be called monopoly market. Okay. So, you understand that the product, it does not have any close substitute, and only one producer is there who is producing that monopoly market. So, that is he is the sole tiger in the market, right. And since he is the only producer, okay, in the or only supplier of that product, right, he is not price taker anymore. Like price taker in the competitive market, everybody was price taker, not only the producer, customers also, all of them are price taker. Here, look, when we are talking about monopoly market, we are telling that single sellers market. We are not talking about anything about the buyers. So, by default we can assume that whatever assumption about the buyers was there in competitive market, same sort of buyers are there, a large number of buyers perhaps are there, okay, perhaps. Okay. So, we are talking about only single sellers thing, right. So, seller definitely a price maker, not price taker here at all. Okay. He will decide what price I will sell. to maximize my profit. Okay. Now, let us first discuss what are the factors that may make monopoly to arise. Okay. 3 factors are there, all these things are there in the book, in your book, in monopoly chapter, right. So, 3 factors are there. Okay. The product, whatever this producer is producing, to produce that product, one essential ingredient is there, like raw material. Okay. Essential ingredient is there, which is owned by one single person, and that is why that producer is enjoying monopoly. Because see, I am producing some product, to produce that product I need some raw materials, right. So, that raw materials, whatever is required to produce this product, all raw materials I own. So, definitely I am enjoying monopoly things, and I will not willing to share that thing to anybody, right. Say suppose some of my friend is telling that, hey, you sell some of these raw materials to me, I can also start business. If I realize that I am the sole owner of those raw material, perhaps I will not give to him, I will not sell to him, right. Nobody wants more competitor. Being a producer, nobody wants a more competitor in my market, right. So, first reason is that one essential ingredient, essential raw material, essential input is owned by one particular owner or one particular person or organization. Then it can be responsible for arising of a monopoly market. Okay. You can understand, say De Beers, D-E-B-E-R-S, De Beers company, some of you may heard, this is the name of a company. Okay. It is a diamond merchant, De Beers company. Okay. So, diamonds, if you know or understand the production diamond, see, diamond industry's essential ingredient is basically diamond, and with using the diamond, many different types of jewelry and all they are producing, right. So, and major producer of diamond in the world is basically South Africa, one country in Africa, okay, Africa continent, okay, that is South Africa. So, this not only all the mines, diamond mines in South Africa, this De Beers company own, De Beers company share almost 80% of the total global diamond production. Entire global diamond production, De Beers company's share is more than 80%. So, although De Beers is not a diamond monopoly in the diamond product market, a diamond jewelry market, it is almost a monopoly. Okay. Significantly 80%, 90% share of the entire diamond market is occupied by this De Beers company. So, you can understand the reason what we are telling, why how that kind of thing is making one monopoly to arise, or in this particular case almost near monopoly to arise. Okay. So, essential ingredient owned by a particular organization or particular person. Okay. That is one thing. Second thing, sometimes government, NMENT, government decree, CRW, DECRW, decree or government rule or law, whatever it is, right. Say government is telling or giving the production right to one particular person or one particular organization. Okay. As a result, say suppose some product, right, say product X. Okay. So, in India, Indian government is not allowing anybody else other than say company Z to produce that product, okay, to produce or deliver that service or that product. Okay. In India, there is an excellent monopoly, this kind of things, say Indian Railway, okay. Indian Railway is the organization, and rail related any service, transport service, say passenger transport or freight service, goods and other things transport, everything is delivered by this Indian Railway. Okay. So, in India, by government of India's law or rule, okay, other than Indian Railway, nobody is allowed to enter into this railway. It is a service basically. So, that service delivery, okay, other than Indian Railway nobody is allowed. So, Indian Railway in India is a classic example of monopoly. Okay, it is a monopoly market basically. Okay. So many customers are there, you, me, so many thousands of crores of people are there, we take service of Indian Railway. Okay. But not more than one producer other than this Indian Railway. So, government rule, government decree, by decree government is not allowing anybody other than Indian Railway to enter into the railway service delivering business in India, right. That is the monopoly, but this monopoly is arising, earlier monopoly was arising one fellow owning the essential ingredient, all the essential ingredient. Here government is not allowing anybody, okay, to enter into that business. Another kind of monopoly arises, that is called natural monopoly. Natural monopoly, where the technology through which the production or that commodity is produced, right, the technology is such that if one producer produce, the kind of cost he will incur, if multiple producer, 2 producer, 3 producer try to produce, right, each of them will incur per unit more cost. Okay. So, one producer is producing, say, when is producing that product, say per unit cost is say rupees 30. Okay. If that amount 3 producer or 4 producer, multiple number of producer, 2 producer, they want to produce that commodity, each of them will get average cost, okay, or average total cost, whatever, that will be more than 30 rupees. Okay. The technology is such that when this arises, when the situation where the business or that service delivery or that production process, okay, needs huge amount of infrastructural cost at the beginning. Okay. So, overall fixed cost, that is we can think of as a fixed cost kind of thing, that is substantially larger than the marginal cost. Okay. Marginal cost means additional production, additional unit of production of that commodity, you will get negligible cost. Okay. But initial setup, okay, requires huge amount of expenditure. Okay. One example, say electricity distribution, telephone distribution, water supply, all these things, right, you will see that is a electricity distribution, it is wiring and that overhead kind of infrastructure kind of setup. No, it needs very high expenditure vis-a-vis, say one city 100 households are there. Okay. So, to deliver the electricity to each of those, to those 100 households, if tomorrow another household come, 101 households, that additional household to deliver that same electricity cost is negligible, almost no cost, some marginal increment will be there. Okay. But whenever only one family is there or 2 families there or 10 families are there, vis-a-vis 100 families are there, when you are starting the distribution of the electricity, right, you have to set up the wiring and all the entire city. Okay. So, initial that infrastructure cost is very huge, very large compared to the marginal cost. Okay. So, as a result, average total cost curve will be substantial portion of average total cost curve will be continuously falling. Okay. So, that is, and since average total cost curve is falling this kind, marginal cost curve definitely below, you know that marginal cost curve will cut the lowest point of the ABC curve, average total cost curve, of course ABC as well, okay, at its lowest point. Okay. So, this cost, average total cost curve is always above the marginal cost curve within the what should I say, substantial segment of the production of that product. Okay. Exactly similar to telephone infrastructure, water supply infrastructure and all those things, right. So, that natural monopoly is natural, this terminology is coming, that technology itself is such that there is a monopoly element involved. Okay. As one producer is producing, because marginal cost is continuously falling, right. So, as one producer is producing 20 units vis-a-vis 40 units vis-a-vis 80 units. So, as he is producing larger and larger, okay, it is a economies of scale kind of thing he is enjoying. So, average cost is falling, vis-a-vis say suppose this is 100 unit, okay, when he is producing this much of average total cost per unit of quantity he is facing. But if two producer produces having the same technology, that 100 units, suppose each of them will produce 50-50, okay. So, what will happen? Each of them will face this kind of average total cost per unit amount. So, as a result, total cost, okay, of the society combining the total cost of these two producers, okay, will be more than this one single producer. So, the technology is such that it has some monopoly element involved inside. Okay. So, one producer, if you allow, he will continuously get economies of scale kind of situation, okay, more economic way, more at the lower cost, lower average cost he or she can produce, able to produce. So, these are the three factors for which monopoly can arise. Okay. So, in our next lecture we will discuss how in a monopoly market a producer's optimum quantity decision. Look, we told that any profit maximizer, right, his target, or any producer, any entrepreneur, his target is to maximize profit. So, pi. So, his target is to maximize pi, right. Pi has two counterpart, revenue and cost, right. So, when we are discussing under the ceteris paribus condition, given the cost structure, given the technology and factor market side, okay, if alternative market, if competitive product market he operates, what is the decision? I told this thing many times. This clarification is not there in the book, is not there in many books. Okay. We have to be very clear about this part, that is why I am again and again reminding you. Okay. Now, vis-a-vis if he operates in a monopoly market, vis-a-vis if he operates in a oligopoly market or something like that, right. So, definitely under the ceteris paribus condition for the cost structure. So, in this kind of situation, right, this is always given, cost side is always given. Revenue will change if competitive market his revenue structure will be one, if monopoly market his revenue structure will be something else, oligopoly market it will be perhaps something even else like that, right. So, we will talk about, and this revenue structure is basically the what is the demand curve, demand for the your product, you being a producer, what is the demand for your product is there by the potential customers of that product in the market, right. So, I will be interested to know that first, that will tell me that yes, how much product I can produce so that my product will be sold in the market and so on, right. So, revenue structure or what is the demand curve for my product is there in the market, that is the main thing which will change from one market one type of demand curve, another market another type of demand curve and so on. Okay. But cost structure everywhere is same, because not same the kind of context, kind of situation we are discussing all these equilibrium of a producer in different kind of product market, that there we are assuming under the ceteris paribus condition for the cost structure. That is why the same cost structure, same three cost curves what we have discussed in this kind of diagram, whatever cost curves we have discussed, same type of cost curves we will keep also there in monopoly, but in a different kind of demand curve. Then what will be the optimum decision? In that way we will proceed in subsequent chapters for different type of market, oligopoly market, monopolistic competitive market and so on. Okay. Let us stop here.